What are we looking for? Dawgs.
What's good, YouTube? Bishop or Bird, and we back on Bird's Eye View with it. Like always, appreciate the love and support. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Stop what you're doing. Smash the like button, smash subscribe button. Hop in the comment section, comment whatever you want. Of course, I'm dropping daily bangers day by day. You know we got news of the day coming out of Colorado, and we're gonna jump right into it, dog. So of course we back with another recap with this Colorado football program. As always, shout out Well Off Media, Reach the People Media for providing us phenomenal footage each and every day. Of course, it is transfer portal season, dog. You know, this is my time of the year right here. Of course, the transfer portal is officially open for business. And of course, there's a lot of dogs in that portal, man, looking for a new home. And of course, Boulder, Colorado is a hotbed for transfer portal recruits. As you all know, we will attack the transfer portal like we do each and every year. And I'm gonna be excited, and you should be excited as well for the young men that are possibly coming to this program and the young men that will ultimately end up committing to this program. We definitely have some dogs on the way. Now, obviously, this is around the time of the year where, you know, these transfer guys are gonna start setting up visits and trying to find a new home, right? So we do have a couple guys that are expected to visit Boulder, and we do also have a couple other guys that are highly interested in this program, and it could be a really great fit for them. Of course, I'm gonna start at the top here, right, with Caden Salter, 4-star quarterback, 6'1", 200 pounds out of Cedar Hill, Texas, Liberty transfer. Of course, he was a top 10 quarterback in the country in 2021. He committed to Tennessee out of high school. He competed there in the spring. Then he transferred to Liberty. He saw limited action with the Flames in 2021 and 2022. He then burst on the scene in 2023. Group of 5 National Player of the Year. Group of 5 First Team All-American. Conference USA First Team. 2-time Earl Campbell National Player of the Year. Maxwell Award semifinalist. Conference USA Male Athlete of the Year, Conference USA Regular Season MVP and Championship Game MVP, 4-time Conference USA Player of the Week, led the Flames to their first ever perfect regular season in school history. Of course, that was the year where they played Oregon in the bowl game. He had 11 games with at least 2 passing touchdowns, had 4 100-yard rushing games. As you see, he is a true dual threat quarterback. He has the most rushing yards in a season by a quarterback in Liberty's history. He set the school record for passing touchdowns in a season as well. He was 3rd in the nation in rushing and touchdowns by a quarterback. He was 3rd highest passing efficiency in the nation. He was number 3 in passing yards per completion. He was number 3 in points responsible for. He was number 5 in passing touchdowns in the country. Again, he was number 5 in points responsible for per game. He was number 8 in rushing yards per carry. All these are in the nation. Of course, you know, Liberty had the number 22 total offense that season. Obviously, in 2023, I mean, the numbers were just unreal, dog. Starting through the air in 14 games, he was 177 to 290 for 32 touchdowns, 2,876 yards. He only threw 6 interceptions on the ground. He had another 163 carries for 1,089 yards, another 12 touchdowns. So, I mean, you're looking at 44 total touchdowns and almost 4,000 yards of total offense. I mean, he was unreal in 2023, which is the reason why all those awards were given to that young man. And of course, in 2024, right, he kept it rolling. Obviously, he wasn't as impactful, right, as crazy of a season. It wasn't as video game numbers, but I mean, he still put up, you know, some solid numbers here. In 2024, this past year with the Flames, he was 147 of 261. He threw for 1,886 yards, 15 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. Again, on the ground, he had 114 carries, 587 yards, another 7 touchdowns. So, I mean, he had, you know, still over 2,000 yards of total offense and 22 touchdowns. So, of course, this young man was still able to put up some solid numbers. Obviously, he recently hopped in the transfer portal, and, you know, he's one of the highest graded quarterbacks in the transfer portal right now. Of course, he will visit Boulder. He's going to Syracuse first. He'll be going to Syracuse this week. Then he will visit, of course, Colorado and Florida State. So we're going to see exactly what transpired there. I already know everyone's like, what do we need another quarterback for? We have 5-star Julian Lewis coming in. Y'all got to understand, this is a business. This is a business. And you're bringing in a true freshman quarterback who is elite, who can come in and have the ability to start, right? But it's nothing wrong with competition. Competition brings out the best in everybody. I already had a feeling that we will bring in a veteran quarterback, because you have a true freshman coming in that you're expecting to start. You need to bring in a veteran quarterback. I mean, this is the nature of the business. You see this in college. You see this in the NFL, right? There's nothing wrong with having a veteran quarterback along with your superstar freshman quarterback. that may have a chance to still start, right? But like I said, there's nothing wrong with competition, dog. So I'm not surprised. I expected us to honestly bring in a veteran quarterback, and we're doing exactly what I expect. So we're gonna see exactly what transpired there. It's gonna be an interesting, situation there. Like I said, he's gonna have options. Caden will have options at other schools as well too. So as you know, we brought in Preston Hodge from Liberty, so they were already teammates before, right? So we already have a kind of a track record of bringing in Liberty players, and they have success, right? There's also another Liberty player here with Jordan White, 4-star interior offensive lineman, 6'2", 300 pounds, out of Hyattsville, Maryland. Again, a Liberty transfer. He is the number 3 interior offensive lineman in the transfer portal right now. He's a top 20 overall player in the portal. He started off his career at West Virginia. He can play guard or he can play center. I mean, this young man is extremely impactful on the offensive line. I mean, he's one of the best in the country. I know he was top 10 in the nation as far as his PFF grades. I mean, he can really get the job done on the offensive line. Big, physical, versatile. Again, he can play center, he can play guard. I know in 2023, when they had their most success, right, he started all 14 of those games at center for the Flames. Again, they finished 13-1 there. So he will be visiting Boulder on December 20th. Now, he has, of course, offers coming all over the country as well, too, right? One of the best offensive linemen in the portal right now. But it looks like we do have a visit set up with him December 20th. I feel good about this one here. This is one of those ones that's plug and play, right? I mean, he's going to have the opportunity to come in and play right away. And you're talking about, building a great wall of Boulder, right? For whoever is going to end up being a quarterback, whether it's Juju, if we end up signing Caden, whoever wins, right? The best man will win. And I'm going to be excited. I trust this coaching staff, right? So I trust the moves that they're going to make. Whoever the best man is going to win, right? And they're going to have an offensive line in front of them that'll be able to get the job done. So we're going to see exactly what transpired with that young man there. But again, we do have success with bringing in Liberty Flames players, and they come into Boulder, Colorado, and do some great things here. We got a couple more guys here, right? KC Concepcion, 4-star wide receiver, 5'11", $190 out of Charlotte, North Carolina State transfer. He's the number 3 wide receiver in the portal right now. He is the number 7 overall player in the portal. So you're looking at a top 10 player in the portal right now. Of course, he had a phenomenal season, right, as a freshman at NC State. He was ACC Rookie of the Year and Offensive Rookie of the Year for 2023. He was a freshman All-American. Of course, On3 named him a true Freshman of the Year for offense. He was a finalist for the Sean Alexander Freshman of the Year award. He set NC State's freshman record for receiving touchdowns with 10 and receptions with 71. Those 71 catches were 6th best in the single season history, right, for North Carolina State. He had 839 yards, which is 14th best in the single season history. I mean, he did some unreal things as a true freshman. And of course, in 2024, he kind of picked it right back up where he left off, right? I mean, he still was able to do some great things for the Wolfpack. It looks like in 2024, he had 53 catches for 460 yards, 6 touchdowns. Of course, he averaged 4.4 receptions per game. So obviously, this young man hit the transfer portal, coming in 2 seasons, has 1,300 yards, 16 touchdowns, 124 catches. So obviously, he is one of the best wide receivers in the portal. Speedy guy with great hands. He has a long list, right, of schools that are after his services. But the main ones right now is looking like Colorado, Penn State, Auburn, Alabama, and K-State. Now, I will say with K-State, his younger brother just committed to Kansas State. So there is a family, like a family type bond, or whatever you want to say it. There is a opportunity that he could go to K-State. He could follow his brother. Who knows? But Colorado, we're right there in the mix. I will say wide receivers are going to flock, or at least going to want to flock to Colorado. After you see the success that our Colorado wide receivers had this season, I mean, this is obviously a pass-friendly offense, right? So you can expect wide receivers and tight ends to be picking up the phone and trying to call and get into this Colorado football program for sure. So we're going to see exactly what transpired there with that young man. But if we're able to bring him in, I mean, you're talking about another speedy playmaker that can really get the job done in the slot. And I mean, we already had one of the best wide receiving corps last year. It can really be that again, to be honest with you, because like I said, wide receivers are going to want to come to this Colorado football program. Last but certainly not least here, right? And this one is very interesting, and I really, really like where this one is going here. Caleb Odom, 4-star tight end, 6'5", 230, out of Carrollton, Georgia. Alabama transfer. If you've been following my channel for a while now, obviously I've made multiple videos on this young man. Obviously, we were in his top 7 before he committed to Alabama. Of course, he's from Carrollton, Georgia, right? He was teammates with Julian Lewis last season. Obviously, he was a top 5 tight end in the 2024 class. He was a top 100 overall player. I really like where this one is trending. Obviously, right, he already has a connection with Julian Lewis. We can just start there, right? At Alabama, they didn't really use him the way he really should have been used. He's a tight end, but they had him playing a lot more wide receiver. But he's a tight end, right? I feel like he was playing out of position at Alabama. Again, this is an elite player here, right? That can really get the job done at tight end for us. And like I said, there's already a connection with Julian Lewis. I like where this one is trending. Of course, we're going to see exactly what will happen here. I'm pretty sure he'll take, he may, take some visits to some other schools. Can't blame him there at all. But, we're going to see what happens with this one. Of course, keep an eye out on Caleb Odom for sure. And I already know Juju is doing what he needs to do, trying to do everything he can, right, to get his former teammate to link back up with him in Boulder, Colorado. Obviously, right, we've been selected for the Alamo Bowl. We will play the BYU Cougars at the Alamo Bowl in San Antonio. Of course, pretty much the way that works. I know a lot of people were saying, like, why are we playing a conference team? Like, I don't understand that. It's because we're still technically under a Pac-12 contract. So because of that, the Alamo Bowl has first dibs basically on whichever Pac-12 team. It's pretty much so with the Alamo Bowl, it's a Pac-12 versus Big 12 bowl game. So because we're still technically under the Pac-12 contract, they have to choose one of the schools. If we were in the playoffs, then Arizona State would have won, right? Because they were in the Pac-12 last year. But that's not the case. Since we didn't make the playoffs, the Alamo Bowl chose us, right? Let's be honest. They were going to choose Colorado, right? So, and we got to play BYU because obviously BYU, right, was in the Big 12 already. So, it is what it is. Of course, I would have loved to see us play Miami or Alabama. Miami would have been the one though, because him and Cam, Shador versus Cam Ward, I mean, the ratings would have went through the roof. It might have been a higher rated game than the national title game. I mean, it definitely would have been a higher rated game than any of the first playoff games, but it is what it is. But not to keep it long, just want to bring you guys another phenomenal update. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. You know what time it is, dog. Bird's eye view, man.